It's Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Let's do it!
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm
I lied.
I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad. Cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad. I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm
Where's the lamb sauce?
What's up, Grindhouse? Happy Grinds New Year! How's everybody doing out there? Woo! I was like, I gotta get back to the great YouTubes, man. It's been a crazy week. It's been busy. It's been wild. Been gaming. Been doing things. Been crazy, but I had to get back to the Grindhouse. The fires were burning. And I was like, let me get out there and get that Grindhouse and tell the grinders thank you for their support. And happy Grinds New Year for everybody. So yeah, I thought we'll do a video just kind of like, talking about what a great year 2023 was. Talking about some things. And definitely I'll be doing a prediction show. We'll be doing that one. I think probably I'm going to do it tomorrow, Gaming Grindhouse night, New Year's Day. We'll see. If it changes, keep it locked down to Twitter. I'll let you know if I have to move it later in the week, but definitely should be doing the Gaming Grindhouse tomorrow. Get the group together and do some predictions for 2023. For 2024. Oh my goodness. Yeah, 2024, because 2023 is done. I don't know. Happy New Year to the people who may be celebrating it already. The future is there, but yeah, it is New Year's Eve, so we'll be just kind of recapping the year, just talking about it, hanging out by the fires of the Gaming Grindhouse. Happy New Year's to everybody. Ice Queen Gaming, how you doing? Sergeant, what's up? Zero Steel, Michael, Roran, Curse Kane, what's up? Neil, how you doing? The tools are here. We got the tools. We're here. The tools are here.
Where's the lamb sauce?
Outside Gaming Night, what's up? Let us compete. That's right. 2023 is done. That's right, Zero Steel. It is done. Ancient Runes Discovery, what's up? How you doing? Happy New Year, everybody. Robert Lawrence, how you doing? Phil Spencer, yeah, we'll see how long that Phil Ness goes, man. It never ceases to amaze me every year. It just continues to go. So maybe this is the year. Well, we'll see. Was it this year? We'll talk about some of the things. But yeah, some of the things I was even thinking about as I was reflecting about 2023 was that a lot happened, right? There was so much to think about that. We were talking around last year at this time. We were talking, what's up, blah 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 blah. What's up, man? How you doing? Last year at this time we were talking about the 2022 was done, and it was like this developer direct was announced in January because Xbox had nothing really in 2023 except for Pentiment, and then they did this the developer direct. Forspoken was coming out. That was getting a whole bunch of hate. Remember Forspoken? Man. Remember the bad dialogue and all the clips of that? That was wild. And I was like, that was this year. Dude, that was this year. I was like, damn. That was just so long ago, man. It was because so much happened this year. And it was just, man, that was this year. Crazy. Still learning. That's right, Zero Seal. Another year, we're still learning, taking it on the chin. Still trying to figure things out. But, so one of the things I wanted to talk about was, basically, the news, right? And the news this year was just all over the place. Big topics were in basically the Activision Blizzard deal dominated the news cycle for gaming. Unfortunately, gaming wise, that dominated a majority of our summer, right? With the whole legal stuff, man, it was like a law firm, right? We talked about the
two Utes.
To what? What was that word? To what?
What?
Did you say Utes?
Oh, you.
Yeah, two Utes.
What is a Ute?
Excuse me, Your Honor.
We had law degrees going around, all this crazy stuff. We had Jim Ryan flying all over the place, losing his hair, keeping on the same T-shirt,
Where's the lamb sauce?
running around going.
Roll!
We have Phil Ness telling about great games.
I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around.
Oh gosh, worse. That was a low point. But the news, man, it was wild. Games as a service dropping off, just like people that bought season passes were just done. They're like, yeah, we're done with this game. Multiverses were out. We out. Thanks. we done. Shut it down. All these games as a service, shut them down. What was that friggin' dodgeball game by EA? So the news was just all over the place. But it was entertaining. And it was troublesome, some bad things, and good things. There were a lot of good things. News cycle-wise, I think we had a lot of great devices, right? I think there was so much. It was interesting that I thought about this. It's like we are 3 years into the hardware of the consoles, and we had a huge year of hardware, of devices. And it started with the PSVR 2. That was the big thing that dropped earlier in the year was the VR 2. And actually, we did have the controller. Had the Elite control, the Sony's version of the Elite controller, the Edge controller. But, it started with the PSVR 2. And all the games that released with that and Horizon. And it started with the CES. So there's a new show. I think they're going to be presenting, Sony will be presenting at CES on January 8th. of 2024. And, they talked about the PSVR last one. I don't think they do a lot of gaming stuff, but we'll see. We'll talk about that in our prediction stuff. But the PSVR dropped in February with Horizon and a whole bunch of games. And the tech with that, incredible. And then we added on to that with the VR2. Later they did the Portal. Then we had all these mini portable computers drop. The Asus ROG Ally, which I had. Steam Deck OLED came late in the year. And then the Legion Go, which I've been gaming on that a lot. I've been playing Alan Wake on it. Took a couple updates, PC gaming anyway. Black screens and loading screens, but got through. And Alan Wake 2, it's a great game. Presentation-wise, it's a little slow, though. But, I don't like that whole... That's for another day, but I'm not a huge fan of the... hopefully, Ixie, does it get better? Does it get... Resident Evil 2? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Microsoft emails came out. That was all part of that news cycle, man. That whole Activision Blizzard thing took up tons of time. Tons, man. Oof. Emails. Then they had the Insomniac leaks that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Hey, man. The news of this year. I'm not forgetting anything because I'm just trying to go off of what I can remember. Because it is pretty wild in the year of news for gaming-wise. And not the games, but the hardware. Some of the news cycles of where things are going. And overall, I think, if you look at it from a perspective of where gaming is going, I think we're going to be in a good place. I think there's a lot of, everybody's trying to shake up. They always try to do this. They try to say oh no, gaming is going to be here and try to be these predictors, right? Just like with VR, we love VR. I love VR. But remember when VR was coming out, it was this whole big thing of it was going to be where everything is going to be VR. And that's why when I look at the cloud conversation for this year, in 2023, about how everybody's oh, cloud's going to be it. That's where everybody's going to play. And it's we all said the same thing about VR. VR was going to change everything. And I remember the hype behind VR, and everybody wanted to get on there, and everybody wanted to say, yeah, 2D gaming, it's going to be what 3D gaming changed to 2D gaming, platform gaming, how it changed when we went to 3D. People thought VR was going to be the next dimension. And it didn't. It just became another way of playing. It didn't have to change everything. And this goes to the point of everything that we talk about here, is just, it's not a one-size-fits-all, and I think gaming in 2023 shows that. There's so many things to game on, to play on, types of games, size of games, budget of games, types of games, that why can't just everything just kind of be everywhere, but make sense for where it is, if that makes sense. If a game is meant to be a VR game, then let it be on VR. It doesn't mean that it has to be a 2D game as well, or 3D game. If it has motion controls, it doesn't have to work with a controller. If it wants to be a service, let it be a service. But don't force it to be a service if it doesn't have to be. And I don't understand what's the problem with that frame of thought. VR is great. It found it where it needs to be. It didn't take over the entire gaming world like they thought it was going to be. And I think cloud's the same thing. They say cloud is going to take over. No, it's not. I think cloud is going to find its place of where it's going to be. And that's what I think. I think, everything belongs where it should be. It's not one size fits all. That's the lazy approach. That's the easy one. That's thinking that we are one-minded. We're not. You see all the opinions all over the internet and everything like that. So if 2023 taught me anything, is that there's gaming for everyone, but it doesn't have to be the same thing. And that's one thing that I think that these companies are missing out on totally. They're trying to find that one trick pony that's just going to take care of everything. And that's not it. Happy birthday, JP. JP Loco, happy birthday. Well, we got to give him the Grindhouse birthday. We have a birthday in the Grindhouse on New Year's Eve. Where is it? Where is it? I got to get my happy birthday for the Grinders. We always have to have happy birthday for the Grinders.
Happy birthday, Phil Ness.
That's Phil Ness's birthday. We got here's the JP Loco. Here's your birthday.
Happy birthday, Grindhouse. There is no Phil Ness here. This is not a rooftop party. Happy birthday, Grindhouse. Now hit that like.
That's right. Hit that like, Grinders. Happy birthday, JP. You got the Grindhouse birthday there. There you go. But yeah, like right, Robert, like cloud is the future and all this other stuff. And I just don't get. I hit the wrong one, JP. We had the Phil Ness birthday. That's for Phil's birthday. We played that one on Phil Ness birthday. But like gaming for everyone, right? The portable gaming, this gaming, it's not a whole one size fits all. And they all these companies, they're trying to look for that one thing that's gonna just like take over, right? Just take over. Like we're not one-minded. We play everywhere, and 2023 showed that. Big games, small games, little like everywhere. So cloud, and that's why I don't like this. I never liked the whole definitive approach from Microsoft. Like you're gonna play everywhere, but you're gonna play like this, like we do it. That's right, annoying. Thank you for that, because he's been working on the Discord, and that's gonna be something for next year. We're gonna be Discord Grindhouse is gonna be lit, because I'm gonna be focusing on that. Thank you. Annoyingly Unknowable will be, he's working on that. He put some, I saw some rooms and stuff have been changed there. We're definitely gonna be pumping up that Discord in the coming year. Power of the cloud. That's right. Happy New Year, John. But yeah, I just think that 2023, there was a lot of gaming news. I think cloud is kind of finding its place, like where it's going to be. Like, they even said it on their oath, like where, cloud, people are sampling games with cloud before downloading them. People may want to do it play on the go. Well, even with the portal, playing in a different room, that's technically cloud gaming, but not what the way Microsoft wants cloud gaming to be. That is using your system as a server and just playing your game on the portal. So basically, it's not cloud gaming in servers with subscriptions and stuff like that where they may want it to be, but it's a way of cloud gaming, playing off your device. It's a way of playing remotely. And I think it's finding where it is. I think it's going to find where it is, where its benefits are. I think sampling games is a great approach. I think one of the big things that really needs to be honed in on from 2023, and I think there's inherent value in this, it's with trials. I think game trials really need to grow more so. And I think all companies need to take on game trials. I think, and even doing cloud with game trials, it works. I would say trials, because with demos kind of lacking and devs kind of not really wanting to make a separate demo, I think trials definitely is a good way of getting people to try games and also not cannibalizing sales, because you're getting that exposure that you would get with a subscription service, because now it's just there. Everybody, could try it. I guess you're subscribing, so, it could be gatekeeped, which is another thing. That's another thing. But I like the idea of a trial, because now you could try the game out, but then you could buy it. And it doesn't really compromise the cannibalization of sales. Like, oh, I got this game in my service, let me do this. No, I might want to play more of it. So I think trials is definitely a area that all gaming should really focus on. Give people trials, 2 hours, an hour, 3 hours. Let us try out these games to see if we want to invest in them. Give us that sample. Give us that sample. And I think that's the way to go. Rather than, and there are games that could be in drop them in a service and just put the game in the subscription. That's fine. But I think with the bigger ones, or not to compromise any quality and things like that, I think trying out a game, as a time demo is a good way to kind of get that exposure that they're looking for and get that conversion into purchasing. So that's just something that I think, should really be more of, because I know that that trial stuff is definitely there. And EA does it with the 10-hour trial, which is pretty long. I kind of eat up my stuff there. They do offer it in premium, but again, that's behind a subscription and stuff like that. But still, it's a perk. But I do think it's something that it's something that was kind of glossed over. They just go, oh, games belong in a subscription service day one. And then you got to look at what the game turns into. The game development and stuff could be compromised because it knows that it's just getting put in a service. Whereas you could just make a great, incredible game, budgets galore, do whatever you want. Don't worry about where it's going. Just say people are going to buy it, $70 or so, but put it as a trial. VR will be a great way to kind of even get people exposed into the VR stuff. That's another one where trials will be on a benefit. But that's all I think, we saw trials kind of grow in the year or so like that. But another thing in news, subscriptions. Man, subscription fatigue in the news really set in. And I think, and that's where kind of the subscription gaming merges with your subscription music, your subscription video, and people saw increases in subscription, in subscription gaming, and just subscriptions in general. And it affected everybody. Because now you got to look at something going, oh crap, now this went up $5, this went up $3, this went up $2, this went up this. Now they're taking away 4K for this. And now you're looking at this stuff and you're going, oh damn, now I have all this stuff going on, right? And I got all these subscriptions taken away. And I think that's another kind of caveat with these subscription gamings. It's like, when one goes up, they kind of all go up. And PlayStation went up this year as the news, And I think, I think it took a little bit out of the, I think it took a little bit of wind out of their sails by increasing their price of PlayStation Plus. I think it made people a little bit more critical of what's going in the service because now they increased the price. And that's going to happen. Like I always say, with great power comes great responsibility. Also, Uncle Ben says that. But, one of the things that they say is that, as this price goes up, the value and the perception of it is going to change. And as these subscriptions go up, people are going to be more critical as to what goes in there. It's not going to be this kind of, well, it's just like, $6 a month. And we could have down months. We could have like lit months. We could have all the, nah, because Sony increased its price in 2023 and Xbox did as well. Phil said he'll hold on price. Another thing considering prices too was this is the first year in 2023 that Xbox shipped $70 games. Remember, this was the first year. At the end of last year, he was holding price. Everything was held. Well, this year they increased their price as well. So not only did PlayStation increase their subscription prices, but Xbox increased theirs and also shipped $70 games. That's why 2023 was not a year of $70 boo-hoo. Remember last year in 2022? Oh my goodness, right? Grindhouse. Oh my God. $70 games were the enemy. Oh. Well, we didn't hear any of that this year because Xbox did the same thing. $70 games. But that was another thing that came up in the news, with that. And now comes to the game stuff, right? As Michael Moore said, hit that like button, grinders. So, Forspoken comes up. Yeah, Redfall was that first $70 game. Take it on the chin. But, we come to the games, and I tell you what, Forspoken, for the hate that game got, I did like Forspoken. I liked the story of it. I liked the combat. I liked it. And I played the DLC as well. I liked the DLC. Even though it was like a boss run type thing, it was pretty epic. I streamed it a couple of times. Like the epic boss fights in that game was pretty incredible. Like I liked it. I liked Forspoken. People could say, I'm not going to tell people you shouldn't like these games. Like I don't say people you should hate Starfield. No. If you like Starfield, you like Starfield, dude. But I did like Forspoken. I like the story. I like the combat. I like the boss fights. I enjoyed that game. It was different. Had a little bit of that cringe dialogue, but it wasn't that bad. It was kind of a serious game as it went on there, so it wasn't that bad on that one. But you know, it is what it is. I recommend it. Definitely try it out. Happy New Year, Richard Farmer, man. Happy New Year. That's right? They wouldn't be quiet, JP, about $7 games. Oh my goodness. The media swept that shit under the rug real quick, right? Yeah. And some like Redfall. That's right. Some put hours of Redfall. Those wasted hours. Hey, I put my hours in Redfall. I didn't like it. That is not something I want. Yeah. And I put my hours in Starfield. I didn't care for it. I played Hi-Fi Rush. I like that. For their offering. And that was another thing that came out. Hi-Fi Rush was a stealth drop with that developer direct. They haul and platinum Forspoken. I liked it. And Hi-Fi Rush was great too. I thought that was a really interesting game. It was a really interesting game. Combat was complicated but simple. In the sense it did the timing and things like that. Some people, 10 people on Steam. Yeah, well, that's the difference. That's the difference between the Starfield and stuff was the hype going into it and what it outputted as. I think that is the biggest story of 2023 as well, was the hype going behind Starfield. And actually, one of the things that showed up, I was surprised at this. The best games of Xbox of 2023. And let's go down them, right? Forza, they didn't do PlayStation yet. Forza hit number 20. Forza hit number 20, which, Mortal Kombat, Remnant 2, 17, Hogwarts Legacy, which that was a big game that dropped early in the year. That was fun. I thought the sound and the design of that game was incredible. I got robbed of all the gaming awards, I think. But yeah, that dropped. Blasphemous, Age of Empires 2, Hi-Fi Rush hit 14. So definitely recommend it. It's an interesting game. It's a good game. Monster Hunter Rise, Persona 3 Portable, Sea of Stars, Resident Evil 4, Separate Ways. That was the DLC for it. Persona 4, Cocoon, Dead Space. Yeah, that was good. Dead Space was good. Street Fighter 6, Cyberpunk, Resident Evil 4. That was good. Resident Evil 4 was great. I think I'm on my last boss on that one. I gotta finish it. Resident Evil 4 was incredible. Now, mind you, for Resident Evil 4, I played that this year. I only played the beginning of the original one. And yeah, I got caught up in, I don't know how I missed it. Shame on me. Shame on me. But incredible. Diablo 4, Witcher 3, Wild Hunt complete. The Witcher 3? What? How is The Witcher 3? Wait a second. Oh, wait. Metacritic. Wait, Grind. I need clarity here. How the hell is Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition number 2? I need an explanation here. For 20. They added content to this? Look at the quote they got. The masterpiece becomes a legend with this complete edition. The same Witcher 3 as always, but better than ever, looks better, plays better, and has more content than Essential Game. So most Xbox. What Metacritic? Really? Man, Metacritic. And then Alan Wake up there. But Mondo Xbox with their quote on that one. Starfield. Oh, man. And what's crazy is that Starfield, let me see. If you're going by Metacritic scores, doesn't Starfield sit at an 86? So Starfield's not on their list. Crazy. They put The Witcher on there. But Starfield, I don't know who came up with this list. I don't know if it's opinion, fact. Obviously, we got... But isn't that crazy? So, and I think that's the thing with like the news of 2023 was the hype going into Starfield, and even likewise too, it didn't even show up on. Oh, it's an 83. Okay, so I guess that's why Metacritic doesn't have it on. It was an 83. Ooh, pretty wild. I tell you, like that. I have think as the hype of that game going into this year, because this was the year that Xbox, because last year 2022 was not there, but Starfield coming in was supposed to change the game. That was, and also too, and just to add to the Starfield conversation, because I think people want us to stop talking about Starfield, but meanwhile, a year ago at this time, it was the thing that was gonna change everything, and you can't deny that. We can't just like automatically, selectively not talk about Starfield in the sense of what 2023 was supposed to be for Xbox because of Starfield. And you forget, years before, there was a $7 billion purchase. And this game was leveraged as a reason for this. This was the reason why they wanted Bethesda, was Starfield. If you remember that conversation, who knows if that was true or not. But the reason why Bethesda was interested, like they wanted, they saw Starfield. That was the game Phil wanted. Was it that, or it wasn't Redfall? I'll tell you that. He sold all. Brian M said that Starfield was amazing. He sold all his PlayStation consoles. Oh damn, that's right. It was supposed to be that game, and maybe not to the extreme like Brian's saying, like sell your PlayStation, go get an Xbox. But it was supposed to put Xbox back on the map as like they could deliver quality first-party games exclusively, because that was the big discussion about Starfield, was whether it's going to be exclusive or not. And there was a whole $70 billion acquisition, and the exclusivity of Starfield was the primary conversation years before. And remember, Starfield was supposed to come out in 2022. It got delayed a whole year. And then, if you remember, a year ago, it was supposed to release in the first quarter. The developer direct, until they announced the details of the developer direct in January, Starfield was going to be the headliner. Then they announced what was going to be in the dev direct in January 2023. And what happened to be was Starfield wasn't going to be there. They were going to have its own show. Now, Starfield got pushed out of the first quarter of 2023 because people thought it was going to come out. People thought it was going to be Redfall, Starfield in March and April. That didn't happen. And Forza later in the year. That didn't happen. I don't know if you remember all this stuff, but yeah, this would happen. And then Starfield had its own show, just happened not to be in January, but in June, with a release in September. Wow. And Redfall, which was announced as a CGI, as a one more thing in 2022's Xbox Showcase, wound up coming out in May, after the developer direct. People played it in March. Everybody said it could potentially be game of the year. And it was flop of the year. With the tweet of the year saying, we're not going to have 60 frames in a first-person shooter at launch. Then follow up that Starfield doesn't have 60 frames at all on any Xbox console, making the PC the definitive way to play Starfield. 2023 was a year of 30 frames. Now, I'm not no frame rate snob, but when you market a console as feeling the next generation, I'm going to feel it. Well, you're not feeling anything when it's 30 frames. When you said that minimum was going to be 60. Greeny. Claymore's with the 10 Canadian. Thank you so much. He goes, Starfield is a hilarious dumpster fire. That's why it's hard to stop talking about it. Happy New Year. Yeah, right? It had to be the biggest conversation. Thank you so much, Claymores, and Happy New Year to you as well. Good evening, KK. his at. But like that had to be one of the biggest conversations of the year because it was the thing that was going to say this was the year. They had games. They delayed them. And they came out with them. And to see Starfield not even on this list. And then on top of that, to see Starfield not even in the Player's Voice Awards, getting dropped out in the first round, shows that like the community really didn't embrace it because Halo won that. Halo Infinite won that award.
You're my number one customer.
And the fact that Starfield didn't even go to the second round or anything like that, like, it's pretty telling as to what the reception of this game was. It wasn't a critical reception, and it wasn't a community reception. Not even the modders are happy with the game right now. Because the mod tools are still yet to be put out there. And on top of that, they came out and said that they're going to be every 6 weeks putting out an update for betterment of like, updates and maybe things about vehicles. They basically turned Starfield into a service game. Because what Bethesda game, besides Elder Scrolls Online, has Bethesda come out and go, well, every 6 weeks, we're going to try to put something in the game. Like, we're going to fix it. Or we're going to add better life improvements in the game. We're going to add maybe, this kind of maybe ways of doing this. Like, every 6 weeks is our cadence. That's a Microsoft service game if I haven't heard of it. Like, we're gonna fix it.
You just made the list.
That's exactly how they treated Halo Infinite. Well, we're gonna have seasonal updates and improvement of life updates, and that's what they turned it into. Robert Lawrence, thank you so much. 5 gaming members, get him in there for the end of the year, right there. He get him in at the end of the year. Welcome, JC VIP, Brian M, Boy Skis, Ice Queen Game, and Sergeant.
You
welcome.
Just made the list.
VIPs. We're gonna do more of the VIPs. But yeah, right? Like we're sitting here thinking about 2023 big things. Like that's huge.
You just made the list.
They turned that game into a service game. Fallout 76, right? Like basically, what game? Like did they do that with Skyrim? When Skyrim released, when Oblivion released, like were they like, would Fallout 3 release? Oh, every 6 weeks we're gonna be putting in life improvements and maybe add some vehicles. No, that was DLC in a season, right? And where is the DLC for Starfield? That whole thing that you bought the watch with. Remember that? Hey, I bought the watch. Hey, I got the watch. I got the $100 and 50 edition. With the DLC announcement. That's what should happen at the end of the year. Maybe they'll do it in January. Who knows? But 30 frames was a big thing for a next-gen console, dude. Shout out JP Logo with the 5. Happy birthday again, man. And he goes, Xbox fans clown 30 frames per second when they fell for lies of the promised true 4K in all games. 60 frames of the Xbox One X. And, we've said this so many times. Frogs and I on this show, we said so many times. We were duped with the One X. We were duped with it. In the sense that the potential of that never really was there. It was all talk. Go buy it. Go buy it. They talked up a great marketing game to go get you to buy it. But the development support never supported what they wanted to do. And then the same thing, they did the same thing with the other one. With the Series X. The most powerful console. I'm confident we're more powerful than Sony. We're going to do this. And channels and everybody lit up about it. For what? You release your big first-party $70 games, and they are...
You're my number one customer.
Not up to par with the expectations that you set with the hardware. And that's where I have to say, like, where the PlayStation 5, Sony, promised what it is. Yes, they said, well, some of those games are cross-gen, and that changed. But I didn't feel playing Horizon Forbidden West that the game was compromised in any way. It's still almost an incredible looking game. Same thing with God of War. Like, some of the fights in there were like, these are incredible. Like, they definitely, Spider-Man as well. And Spider-Man was a next gen only game. But like these games that Sony shipped from first party on their PlayStation took advantage of the PlayStation, and you could see it. It's not biased, you could see it. And I feel that the games on Xbox they should have taken advantage of the Series X. The Series X should have been the most incredible value PC esque thing for the cost. Like, it should have been like, hey, for $400, $500, look at the power that I get out of this machine. It's a great compromise if I don't want to get a gaming PC. And instead, they're hampering the X because of the S, the most popular console for them. Not at all, for them. And I think that was a big testament too, because one of the predictions for 2023 was the availability of the consoles. And now all the consoles were available. This was like the year where stock was there. All the consoles were there, right? And we got to see a first year of 2023 as to what it would look like if all the consoles were available on store shelves. I think that was one big teller of 2023, was the fact that the consoles were available. PlayStation 5s were there. Xboxes were on store shelves. S's were there. Everything was there. So we got a full year, or a year or so, of what it'll look like to have these consoles there. And what did we see in the year of 2023 sales-wise? We've seen the gap just skyrocket. This is like, yeah, 200%, 150%. The year in review was that the consoles were available and PlayStation sold a boatload. And what's crazy is that Xbox had game releases this year, and they sold less than the year before. Their percentages were down in hardware. 17%, 25%. We talked about it almost every month when they released their financials. Their hardware was down. And this is bullshit VG charts anyway, but it's a visual. There's some accuracy. They're probably a few million off here and there. But the reason why I show it is because we've seen the percentage reports for both companies throughout the year. And these consoles were on store shelves. And if 2023 showed us anything, was that now these consoles are available, what do gamers choose? And is it feel right? If you just make games. And the thing is, though, is the point is the word great games. Games that if somebody, let's say a pony or someone was like, that game sucks. And it's like, dude, well, you may not like it, but you can't deny that it's not a good game. That's a tough thing to do, but that's what it is. It's like, you cannot like it, fine. But you have to understand that, hey, that is a quality game. Like Forza Horizon 5. You may not like it. You may say it's a racing game. You may say it's trash. And I'll be like, well, it's trash. It's not trash. And more of the same? Yeah, that's a valid criticism. But the game is quality. The game plays incredible. The game looks incredible. Forza Horizon 5 looks incredible. So you cannot like it. That's fine. But universally, the game is quality. Well, whether critical reception, community reception, gamers' perception, the game is quality. And you may have haters. You may have people that just don't want it, don't like it, just hate it. Yeah, fine. But universally, the game, you can't deny the quality of the game. That's the kind of stuff that needed to happen with Starfield. And it's really hard to kind of, put it in words, in the sense that, you could hate Spider-Man. Yep, I hate Spider-Man. I hate Sony. I hate Spider-Man 2 sucks. It's the same stuff I hate. You could like it. But universally, critical community, critical gamer perception, the game was received well. You may not like it, but the game was universally well, and the quality is there. That's the stuff that needs to happen for Xbox to kind of turn that around. There needs to be that undeniable sense of quality that, yeah, you may not like it, but you can't be having Redfalls come out. That stench is strong. Happy New Year, Outside Gaming Night. But yeah, and So they had games, dude, in 2023. The biggest one we just talked about was Starfield. But there it is. And now Forza really didn't really do anything. I mean, talking about Forza Horizon, not Forza Motorsport, because that, I think, was a fall on the flat on the face. And that's concerning that they did that with Forza, which has been the technical demonstration of the Xbox for the longest time. And the fact that this Forza Motorsport wasn't an eye-bleeding, technical, superior racing game over anything that's available, especially being a crush-gen Gran Turismo 7. Everybody made a big deal about crush-gen games. But everything was on store shelves this year. And even if you want to look at it too, Xbox did put a deep, we had deep discounts here. Xbox, I think, and if you still want to get a Series X in 2023, this is going to end tomorrow. Xbox is officially $400. Ends tomorrow. The Series X, $400. It was cheaper than that. Black Friday. It was like $350. Series S is $250. These are deep, deep discounts on the Xbox console. And if that gap doesn't narrow, what are we doing here? 50 million PlayStation sold. Thank you, Jake. Well, another thing of 2023. We talk about sales. PlayStation 5 is 50 million. In about 3 years. Beating the PS4 by 1 week. Where Xbox is selling less than 2 consoles here. A console that's been priced for the last month and a half, $400, and an S that's been sold at $250. The most budgeted console, 2 consoles at 2 different price points, is still at a gap of over 2 to 3 to 1. And they were all available. If the Xbox wasn't available, the price would have been up. So if there's Xbox Series X shortages, you wouldn't be having prices at $300, $400, and $350. No one wants booster. It was booster. It was all here. 2023 showed. Now, will this continue in 2024? We will see. But I'm telling you now, and I said this before, I don't think there's a game that Microsoft has right now at the hype level of Starfield, even with the Avowed and Hellblade 2. I love Hellblade 2. I'm going to play it. I'm going to buy it. But that game, I don't think has the look. Come on. We know Starfield was hyped to the nth degree, and not just by them, not by fans, by everybody, by them as well. And it had a $7 billion acquisition where a whole company was consumed by Microsoft for that game. Starfield, Redfall, Avowed, I think Oblivion makes good games. But I don't know about Avowed. It didn't look too hot. We'll see. But hardware sales was a pretty striking news cycle in the 2023. And that gap. And this kind of liquidation at the end of the year has been pretty wild. Ant Method says you could buy a PlayStation Portal and a new controller for and a gem than that Xbox for that price. Stellar Blade, I know, yeah, we'll talk about 2024, but in the next video. But just reflecting on 2023, and that Redfall take and that Phil taking it on the chin and saying those quotes, that was wild. And speaking about the Portal, the success of that thing, how that's been selling, that's pretty wild. For a device I called a Q-tip. And I was like, what? Who's going to make just because we saw what happened with G Cloud. But the problem with G Cloud is that G Cloud was very overpriced. It was $350 launch, on sale for $300. But the problem with the G Cloud device is that it depended on a subscription. You needed to subscribe to GeForce Now. You needed to subscribe to Xbox Game Pass in order to make it usable. Or you could play Android games, which is the same stuff that you could do on your phone. That's where the G Cloud failed. The G Cloud was too high of a price in addition to subscriptions requiring its use. because that G Cloud is nothing without you paying a subscription. Now, likewise, the Portal is nothing without a PlayStation 5, but it doesn't cost any more money to make that functional. If you have a PlayStation 5, that Portal would work. That's clear. So you wouldn't go buy a Portal without a PS5. Where the G Cloud, it's not depending on anything. You buy that $350 cloud device, and now you got to pay subscriptions on top of it to make that functional, because there is no native NVIDIA PC, any kind of gaming on that. And it was it was over $150 more than the Portal. I think the Portal was a good price at $200. And that was a surprise, because I think a lot of people earlier this year had no interest in a PlayStation Portal. We was like, there's got to be a catch. Even myself, I was like, there's got to be something with this Portal. I'm like, there's no way they're just going to drop a remote play device. But then they showed the price, and I was like, oh, okay, well, it's the price of an Elite controller and things like that. Yo, what's up, Smooth? How you doing, man? Well, yeah, it requires a device. Yeah, it requires a device, but you wouldn't buy it without it. That's the thing. You wouldn't buy it without it. Happy New Year, Smooth. Good to see you, man. But yeah, like, the thing is, like, I didn't think a use for that at all. You know? I was like, who the hell wants a remote play device? Because you could do that with your phone. G Cloud wasn't 200. G Cloud was 350, 300. Yeah, but once you stop paying that sub, that thing is done. What happens to you? Like, you buy the Portal, you have a PlayStation, if your PlayStation stops working. But if you decide not to pay a subscription anymore, now you're done. You're like, hey, you know what? Subscriptions are going up. I'm not paying my subscription. Now that G Cloud is dependent on subscriptions. The cloud, the other one's not. Yeah. I agree, man. Smooth, I'm totally sold, man. I got the Legion Go. Whoo! It came in critical. Like, when I was on the plane, I was on a cruise. Like, I was able to play that thing remotely without any internet, because internet is so shoddy. But I would say, like, the Portal is good around the house. Yes, the ROG Ally, I liked it. I really liked it, but I didn't like what it did to my SD card. But I got the Legion Go instead, and yeah, it's great. And the Portal feels great too. Like, I really liked how that feels. The issue is like, once you leave your house, it's hit or miss. And that's like, if I'm gonna take a device with me, I will take a native device with me to go. Like, if I'm going on a plane and something like that. Yeah, it's good. It's big though. Like, it's really. I did a video on it here. It's a big screen, because it's almost like a portable, like a PC tablet. But yeah, I really like. I've been playing Alan Wake on there. And I do stream the PlayStation, like, I'm around there, so that was like another thing. I could do that because you use the Shikaki, whatever the hell it is. But yeah, native devices, dude. Like, that was a big thing too that came out this year with the native devices, and even just playing away from your console. That was a big thing this year. And the Steam Deck OLED, like, that's what started it. That Steam Deck kind of spoiled me in the sense, like, oh, you know what? I could play upstairs. I could play over here. I could do that. Because what I would do is get a console for every room in the house, and then just like, oh, well, I'll just play there. But the fact that I could take this thing with me is really good. But yeah, it's one of those things is that and you know what? They do cloud streaming. We'll see how that was, JC. Like, we'll see what that does. Yes. Oh, I tell you, that Quest 3, I just signed up for that exercise thing. That was another thing I did too, man. I'm telling you, that I love having another VR headset. Having a Quest 3, dude. That is two Grindhouse thumbs up, man. I'm loving that VR. That is some good stuff. It's not as clear as but some of the games like Red Matter and stuff like that, like, they look good on the Quest, even for a mobile remote. But you got to deal with the battery stuff. Like, that's the one problem with the Quest 3 is, like, you got to make sure you have enough battery in order to play the games. Like, when you have it tethered to your PlayStation, you don't have to worry about battery. You could play as long as you do. But the Meta Quest 3, man, if you need like another, like, like, who needs more stuff, right? Well, hey, here's the Grindhouse. go get a MetaQuest 3 just to have one because it is awesome. And they have some crazy sales on it too. And good for exercise. I've been doing like a lot of my exercising and stuff like that with it because, it's cold out. Can't do my walks. But, man, Aunt Meta still uses the Vita. Dude, I still have my Vita. The thing that killed the friggin' Vita was those stupid-ass memory cards, which are still expensive to this day. Oh, damn. True Virgil coming in at the end of the year. Happy New Year, True Virgil. I'm going to spare you the song. I'll spare you. You know what? Not True Virgil. It is a good year. Well, let's celebrate. Get some tequilas on me, True Virgil. Get some tequilas. We got you.
Can you goggle my
VIPs! He made it.
in your jaw? This is the remix. This is the remix. Can you goggle my balls?
Oh, True Virgil! Thanks for reminding me. True Virgil, thanks for reminding me for the VIP greet.
This is the remix.
Thank you, True Virgil.
This is the remix.
Shout out. I got you, Ryan. Shout out to the VIPs. We're going to add some more. We're going to have a new page next year. We're going to have a page number 2, second level VIPs. We're going to have Herman Holt splitting 2 floors. But shout out to all the VIPs as we close out the end of the year 2023. True Virgil. Wait a second. Whoa. True Virgil. Somebody get True Virgil. Nah, not True Virgil. You're always going to be a VIP, True Virgil. You're right. It just ended, True Virgil. He doesn't have the highlight. Oh, don't worry. They'll get you. True Virgil. Just stay low. Be careful. They're looking for you. You just pointed it out. True Virgil, we'll keep you in there. We'll keep you there for the end. For one more day in the end of the year. We'll wrap it up on that one. But let's see what those other topics, man. Oh, yeah. And then the Insomniac leaks. We had the whole video on that thing. Where that's going to go. We'll see. And we'll do that in our prediction video that we'll do. Prediction Grindhouse. We'll talk about that. What's going to come next year and what's gonna be there. But yeah, like just kind of, I'm trying to think of anything else like for the 2023, man. It was just wow. Like Final Fantasy 16. There's I remember going to PAX East and watching that. That was pretty hyped, and then that game is incredible. The combat and stuff in Final Fantasy 16 has been wild, and then Spider-Man, absolutely insane. Really, really enjoyed that. Trying to think, I'm playing Alan Wake right now, but the Spider-Man consoles, what else they did? I haven't seen any of those Starfield wraps in the wild. I haven't seen any of those. Custom consoles, but game-wise, it was a crazy year. It was an incredible year in gaming. Like it started with Hogwarts, went on Resident Evil 4, and then, Final Fantasy 16. We had the downs, Redfall, the vampires, and they're fighting park benches. That's the enemy, not Garlic anymore. It's park benches. And then I was playing it wrong, right, True Virgil? I played it wrong. That was the problem. True Virgil caught me on that one. He says I modded the game. True Virgil, I'm never gonna forget that. That was definitely a quote of the year. Where you thought that I tinkered around with the game code to make the vampire get stuck on the park bench and not come around it and attack me. Thanks for that memory. That was a good one. And then, I have to say, the experience, and one of the things that I think, again, like it gets screwed every year, is, listen, one of the highlights of this year in gaming, I'll tell you right now, I don't know if you can pick it out, but there is an experience that I had this year that stands out. And it's something that really nobody really spoke about. I didn't hear a lot of people talking about it. I didn't hear a lot of anybody really kind of like, when it came out, they did. Yes, you did say that. We get I'm not going to the tapes. You did say that. Playing it wrong. You won the playing it wrong a year. I hacked Arcane. I went to Arcane. Did it. Oh, man. There was one experience I had. And you know, when it came out, I think a lot of people were talking about it, but it kept definitely faded as the year went on. And I just can't believe it didn't resonate longer. And I don't know if you could guess what I'm talking about, but it was the most incredible experience this year that I had in gaming. And it really was that kind of next gen or current gen moment. And I don't know, if you listen to the channel, you may pick out on it, but if you can find out my highlight of the year of 2023, what it was, I'm going to give you a hint. Actually, I'm going to tell it to you right here. Grind's Code Breaker. the backbreaker, Code Breaker. The Code Breaker. Here it is. And I don't know if it resonated with a lot of you in the Grindhouse for 2023 gaming wise. And I you know, it type in a 1 if you played it. PSVR 2, Corey, you know, in a sense, yes, but I did experience VR before. It was definitely better VR. I would say, you know, Horizon VR definitely was there, but I had something bigger than that I felt. T. Harris. T. Harris with the W. T. Harris with the W. Yes. The Horizon Forbidden West DLC Burning Shores boss battle. T. Harris paying attention. Not Your Mother says it too. Not Your Mother and T. Harris. True Grind is right there. Get them those VIPs. Yes. The Horizon Forbidden West, the Burning Shores DLC, that boss fight at the end, absolutely incredible. The scale, the levels of that fight, incredible. Absolutely stunning. Toolman, yeah. Like, type in a 1 if you played it, if you went to that boss battle of that, because if you have not, this thing is $20. Go buy it now and start the new year right. Happy New Year, Andrew. Go buy it now and start the new year right. If you don't have the DLC, beat it. Frog hasn't gotten to it yet. He hasn't beaten Horizon yet. You got to play that final battle. That is absolutely insane. I was in shock. Like, the boss fight of the end of the game, I would say no way. Like, you know, the boss fight at the end of Horizon Forbidden West, nothing to the level of this one. CD Gaming played it, Compost Smurf played it, Plus Ultra, Harlem, there you go. If you have not, take a Grindhouse tip and go play it. Get to that boss fight, because that is absolute. I was just like, I couldn't. Yes, I know he doesn't like Aloy. Oh man, you never make him live that down. Corey got it. But man, incredible. Happy New Year, Nelson Gaming. VIP over there. But yeah, that was absolutely. Patient got it. But yo, please. 150 people, yeah. Take the tip of the year. Go play it. Get through the story. The story was great. You know, the Burning Shores area was great. The fights, that new water wing, that's another testament too. The fact that you could fly in the air and go straight down into the water seamlessly without loading. Like, it just went from the sky to the clouds, all the way down to under the water with all the stuff living in the water like that. Great. But I'm telling you, that was my highlight. That was a true, I was like, wow. That was incredible, because the scale of it, and I'm not going to, I don't think I even, I didn't stream that. I just streamed the game, because you need to experience that firsthand. I didn't play the Avatar game. Oh, goodness gracious. True Virtual. True Virtual comments like that, that's what you're staying right there. VIP or not. But man, oh man. But yeah, where because let me just double check. Hit that like button too, grinders, while you're here. The end of the year. Where is this? Oh, here's my channel. Let me see. Where is that thing? And subscribe if you're new. It's gonna be a wild year next year, man. I think we're gonna have a wild year. Well, if any of the predictions come true and the wildness, I think it's gonna be a crazy year. I think we're finally gonna get into the swing of things. Legal stuff, all that stuff has gone away. Now we get into more games, and we're in the 4th year of this generation. And let's see the next wave. That's what's gonna be exciting. 2024, definitely. But where is it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, because I don't think I knew. Oh, this was the VR. But yeah, no, go do it. Go get that thing. But that was a big standout. The VR was next. I would say definitely the experience in the VR 2 was definitely an experience, because that was definitely really they did a good job with that. Oh man, what a year! What a year! They got him. Maniolas got him. True Virgil, I told you, the first one that pops up. Oh man, Maniolas with the five gaming VIPs. True Virgil #1, Sancho, welcome, CD Gaming, Ant Methods, and Mad Joe. Oh man,
You just made the list.
they got him. Oh man.
You just made the list.
Maniolas is like, you're not getting out of this one. Maniolas is like, you're not getting out of this one. Maniolas ensures that True Virgil remains a VIP grinder.
Do not be sorry.
He's starting the year right. Oh.
It's raw, Melissa.
Yes, chef.
Maniolas go 3 for 3, man. 3 for 3. He got him.
Where's the lamb sauce?
Can you goggle my balls? Goggle my balls in your jaw. This is the remix. This is the remix. Can you goggle my balls? Goggle my balls in your jaw. This is the remix.
Oh no! We suck again!
Oh, man.
Roll.
The raw deal, Maniolas. Flex those emojis, true. I'm gonna make a special one just for you. I'm making that you could use exclusive. But man, like, yeah, I would say, dude, VR was second one, and then like my third, I would say, you know, I'm gonna tell you the third experience was definitely playing PC games on a portable device, with the Asus Ally and with the Legion Go, like having that kind of game on like an 8-inch, like, you know, playing that natively, I think was a pretty crazy feat. You know, because I played games on laptops and stuff like that, but the fact that you had the game looking the way it does at like the frame rate at it is on a portable device, and like I mean like a decent screen, like a 7-8 inch screen, not no 5-inch 4-inch screens on a phone with a strap on. I mean, like, you know, a portable dedicated device. That was definitely an experience as well. Like, I think that was definitely eye-opening, having that need. And the Steam Deck started that, but I think the fact having Windows, which is a headache, but having that in a portable device, definitely I see value in that. And I do like it as an alternative on-the-go type of thing on that one. So, like, I would say those are my top three for experience-wise. You know, Spider-Man 2 did bring in an incredible, like, that was incredible. The story that they did and just the way that game looked. But I think for me, Spider-Man was incredible, but Horizon Burning Shores was just that, man. It was incredible. And that boss fight, something incredible. And I recommend True Virgil, you should go play that. Definitely for that. So I would say, you know, those are definitely the big highlights in the gaming that I would say. And, what Insomniac did with Spider-Man and what the leak shows or what they plan on doing, I'm excited for them. And just remember, dude, that is one studio. Like I said before, that is one friggin' studio. And we need to see what the rest is cooking. And then also, Microsoft Xbox has a shot showing their games with release dates and releasing quality stuff that Phil promised in 2019. 2019, he promised over 6 years ago, 5 years ago and stuff. He promised quality, and he's still promising. He's still learning. So hopefully these games come out. Like I think Obsidian is definitely one of their stronger studios. So maybe they could do something with Avowed. And I think Ninja Theory is great. So I think Hellblade 2 is going to be quality, but we'll get into that, as we get into the new year, probably tomorrow. Definitely the gaming Grindhouse. I'll say we get a panel on here. We're going to talk about just some predictions. It'll be just a prediction show because there's not a lot of news coming in. But I just wanted to take this time and just reflect on 2023, some of the news, some of the stuff, the leaks, some of the highlights as well. It was an incredible year for gaming. And, I think, like I said before, one of the biggest things in this year was showing that there is gaming for everyone, but it's not one size fits all. Everybody could play anywhere with any type of game everywhere. And it doesn't have to be one. It doesn't have to be going through one company. It doesn't have to be going through one method of playing, one device of playing. It doesn't have to be that. But exclusives are very important. And I think exclusives take advantage of the hardware that's launching on. So exclusives matter, and they always have. And hopefully the exclusives flex some more to show, the awesomeness of games right now. But I want to wish everybody a wonderful, healthy, happy new year. I want to thank you again for all the support with the channel, for me and this. And there's a lot more to come on this channel. Definitely, so hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment in the below about, what highlights of 2023 you like. I read all the comments, so definitely comment below. I'm going to be heading off to the Discord. We'll be definitely doing that in the new year. And then stay tuned for our predictions of 2024 gaming predictions video coming live tomorrow night, normal gaming Grindhouse time. We'll be doing that. So if anything changes, I'll let you know on the Twitter or in the community chat here. But I want to thank everybody. Have a great, happy new year. Thank you again, everybody, for your support. And we're going to be playing one time for 2023. Hit me with the horns.
Oh, and second us too.